So welcome back, everybody. This is the second of my series. I'm doing a little teaching about meditation, esoteric subjects. And as I explained in my first segment, I'm a student of Prem Wawat. I've studied, practiced that meditation for a really long time, and I heartily suggest that people would get interested and learn what he has to say. I will not be teaching anything about meditation that is what he teaches. He's the source of what I learn in basic meditation, and he's the best teacher. So I have learned a lot of other things along the line. I've studied a lot of books, and I grew up in India, and I started learning how to meditate when I was very young, and been around a lot of very interesting people and been to some interesting sacred sites in India and Thailand and so on. And first of all, I'd like to say that a lot of people, when they start learning meditation, either they have an idea that it's some kind of a silly practice or whatever, or they have some idea that it's just thinking and, you know, having nice thoughts and thinking of flowers and going to beaches and things like that. But the ancient tradition talks about a knowledge of the self that allows us to go inside and experience throughout our whole lifetime a more and more complete understanding of who we are. Not just like, okay, who's my identity? Well, I like to go fishing, and you know, that's who I am, and so on. I don't mean that. I mean something about our being, our consciousness has its miracle of awareness that we are living in a human body, but we can understand great mysteries. So there's a lot more to understanding who we are than just whether our likes and dislikes and so on. It has to do with our cosmic situation, our powers, our majesty as a human being. And contrary to what a lot of people seem to believe, that we have to become something, and actually we have to not become, because truthfully we have a nature inside that supports us. For example, our physical body, according to ancient teachings, there's an electrical framework, an electrical energy field that is a true body, that is a true spirit of us, that is attracting different kinds of matter, because the physical matter in our body changes. Things move in and out of our system, and our very cells get renewed from time to time in different stages in our body. So the ancient yogic tradition talks about, beyond getting to peace, the first thing is, if we need peace, go to the source of a great master and learn how to have peace in your life, because it doesn't matter if you answer all the questions in the universe and how many lifetimes you're going to have and all that stuff. If you don't have a feeling of peace within yourself, none of that's going to matter. But this life is very fascinating, and there are answers to how we are sustained and created, and a lot of ancient teachers and modern teachers have talked about that. And I've explained a few things I know. I've talked a little bit about the aura in some of my segments here. But one thing that I constantly talk about is concentration. Because our attention, when we're born, we have an attention, and if you look at a little baby, our attention span, you know, we're focused on something. And babies, when they come out, they can't even see very well, because in the womb there was all that concentration of their awareness was there, but they didn't have the same physical senses. Quite so. We heard things in the womb, but we were looking at inner light, not eyes light. So our awareness is a lot more than the thinking that we do. There's something fundamental. And contrary to that statement, I think, therefore I am, it's more like I am, therefore I can think. I have an awareness, and to have an awareness that's beyond thought, to have an awareness, there is a subplane of awareness in our existence that does the thinking. You can think or not think. You can stop thinking. You can experience awareness in a very deep state that is very, very high awareness, but it's not using the physical senses. So without some kind of concentration, you're not going to experience that, because what will happen is the mind, the thought process, goes clickety-clack like a railroad track, you know. But in between that, there's a sustaining awareness that can proceed without thinking, by direct observation. So, learning how to focus the mind, if there's something incredibly beautiful, it's easy to focus on it. Beautiful sounds, beautiful sights. Within us is beautiful sound, beautiful sight, beautiful everything inside. Practice that knowledge that I have learned from my teacher, and you can experience in things within. Now, so you have that two things. We have the awareness has to understand of concentration, just simplicity. But the problem is there's a lot of things keep grabbing our attention. And that's where the first thing I was talking about in the previous segment, just letting go. Letting go and say, well, look, I'm going to put everything down. All the other things, all the troubles, all the thoughts. You say, look, they just pretend that it's like this, okay? This is all my problems or whatever, my things I need to think about, and just put them over there for a little bit. Put them aside and have an experience without that. Because when you have an experience without all that, just if you, sometimes these things plague us when you try to meditate, blah, 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 talk, I need to think about this or that and the other thing. You say, look, okay, sure I do. Just put it, I'll be with you right in a minute. Use the answering machine, so to speak, for that process. Just sit it over there and say, okay, I'm going to just experience. That's letting go. Now again, very simple, you know. Like for example, let's say you're sitting and relaxing and you experience something, okay, just like that boat, the ferry has come to the stop now, okay? Take advantage of it. Because when you sit and relax and you just allow your concentration to experience the inner beauty, that inner beauty is so much more incredible than the outer beauty that after a while it will be no problem. Okay, I'll be happy to put this down for a minute. I'll be right with you. Because when you experience something deep inside that is deeply pleasurable and satisfying and calming, you'd be surprised how much amazing understanding can come to your brain in a short amount of time when you put down for a while all that excess inner yakking. You can't stop the chatter of the mind the same way you try to catch your elbow with your hand. You can't do it. You cannot stop your mind from thinking by grabbing the mind and telling it to do something. You know, you basically have to let go, allow your awareness to experience something beautiful within, and then just get in a settled state. So again, letting go and realizing the difference between your chattering mind and thinking and that pure awareness that is there. Now once that starts to get the pure awareness, you practice getting more of the pure awareness, and the more you can experience that, there's a whole lot of other kinds of experiences that one can have in this life. That starts again with appreciation, letting go, and letting the concentration happen within. And from that point, I'm going to talk about a lot of other things in many of my segments. I already have some about the aura, but I'm interested in getting feedback and questions because some people
चलो मार्ग वो चरण चलो चलो मार्ग वो मिट है पाप